Welcome to the Deep Dive. I'm excited to jump into all this AI stuff with you. We've got a lot to cover. It seems like everyone's talking about it these days.
Yeah, for good reason, I think.
Right. I mean, just look at this stack of articles and reports you sent over.
Oh, yeah. I hope it wasn't too much.
No, it's perfect. It's actually really fascinating.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
Okay, so let's dive in. What's the big deal with AI anyway? Like, why is it so important to wrap our heads around this right now?
Well, I think that the main thing to understand is that AI is not just some far-off futuristic thing.
Right.
It's already here.
It is.
And it's impacting our lives in ways we might not even realize.
You know, I was reading one of these reports and it talked about AI being used to help farmers
Yeah,
optimize crop yields,
that's right.
like potentially leading to a 15% increase in food production.
AI is being used in so many industries already.
That's huge. That's huge.
It is. It is. It's really remarkable.
Okay, so it's not just like robots and self-driving cars. It's like this invisible force.
It's woven into the fabric of our lives, you could say.
Okay, I like that. Woven into the fabric of our lives.
Yeah.
But can you give me some concrete examples? Like, how is AI actually changing things right now?
Sure. Let's take healthcare, for instance.
Okay.
AI is being used to analyze medical images,
Oh, wow.
potentially detecting diseases earlier and more accurately than human doctors alone. There was even a study I saw in one of these journals about an AI that diagnosed a rare type of cancer that human doctors had initially missed.
Oh, my gosh.
Pretty incredible.
Yeah. Well, that's really amazing. I mean, but what about all those other tools everyone's talking about?
Right.
Like ChatGPT
Yeah.
and Midjourney. It's like every day there's a new one.
Absolutely. There are new tools and platforms emerging all the time.
It feels like AI is having a moment.
You could definitely say that.
Okay, but so how are those different?
Well, those are great examples of how AI is becoming more accessible. You know, ChatGPT, for example, uses natural language processing to understand and respond to your requests. It's like having a super smart writing assistant.
I've played around with that a little bit.
Yeah.
It's kind of freaky how good it is.
It can be a bit unnerving, can it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
And then Midjourney uses machine learning to create images based on your descriptions. So you can literally just describe what you want to see, and it will generate an image for you.
Okay, now we have to address the elephant in the room here.
Right.
Are robots going to take our jobs?
I knew you were going to ask that.
I mean, it's the question on everyone's mind. Right?
It is a valid concern, and it is true that some tasks will be automated.
Yeah.
But think of it this way. When ATMs were introduced, banked tellers weren't completely replaced.
Oh, that's a good point.
Their roles simply evolved to focus on more complex customer interactions.
Okay.
And I think AI will likely follow a similar path, creating new opportunities along the way.
So instead of fearing AI, we should be learning how to work with it.
Yeah.
Like a new teammate almost.
Precisely. And that's where AI literacy comes in.
AI literacy, what is that exactly?
It's not just about coding or building AI.
Right.
It's about understanding how it works, what it can do, and what its limitations are. This understanding can be a huge advantage. As AI becomes more integrated into our lives,
So how do we actually become AI literate?
well, there are a ton of resources available,
Okay.
from online courses on platforms like Coursera and Udacity to workshops, and even AI communities online.
So it's like, think back to when the internet first became popular.
Right.
Those who took the time to learn how to use it gained a significant advantage.
Exactly.
They're at a similar turning point with AI.
We are. It's a really exciting time to be alive, I think.
You've made a good point there. Remember those clunky dial-up modems?
Oh, I remember them well.
I wouldn't trade today's internet for that for anything.
Me neither.
And it sounds like AI is on a similar trajectory, becoming more user-friendly and integrated into our lives.
Absolutely. And, you know, one of the things I found really interesting in the materials you sent was that some people are using AI to level up their current jobs
Really?
or even transition into entirely new careers.
Wow.
They're using these tools to analyze data, automate tasks, and even generate creative content.
Okay, so learning about AI isn't just about staying ahead of the curve. It's about opening up new possibilities.
It is.
But it's not all sunshine and roses. you know?
Right.
I mean, there are some concerns about the ethical side of AI. We have to talk about that.
Oh, absolutely. We can't just ignore the potential downsides. One of the reports you submitted discussed deepfakes,
Yeah, those are scary.
which are incredibly realistic fake videos created using AI. These have the potential to be misused for spreading misinformation or damaging someone's reputation.
It's a reminder that as powerful as AI is, it needs to be used responsibly.
It does. It does. It's a powerful tool that needs to be handled with care.
It's like giving someone a powerful tool without any instructions or safety guidelines.
Exactly.
Things could get out of hand pretty quickly.
They could. They could. And that's why it's so important to have these conversations.
Right.
To educate ourselves and others about the potential risks.
Yeah.
As well as the benefits. Understanding both sides of the coin is crucial.
Okay, so it sounds like AI literacy is about so much more than just understanding the technology.
It is.
It's about being aware of its impact on our lives and society as a whole.
You got it. It's about understanding its power and potential,
Right.
both positive and negative, so that we can shape its development and use in a way that benefits everyone.
You know, I was reading about how AI is being used to personalize scents for shoppers.
Oh, wow. I hadn't heard about that one.
Yeah. Imagine walking into a store and the air is filled with a fragrance specifically tailored to your tastes. It's a bit wild, but also a glimpse into how AI is pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. As we explore further, you'll see how AI is not only changing industries,
Right.
but also creating opportunities we might never have imagined. But before we jump into that, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've covered so far.
Great idea. What are some of the key takeaways you think our listeners should be thinking about at this point in our deep dive?
Well, I think the main takeaway here is that AI is already having a big impact. You know, it's not just coming, it's already here.
Right. And it's changing the game like in so many fields.
Exactly.
Like we talked about healthcare and finance,
Mhm.
even entertainment. I mean, you name it, AI is making its mark.
I think you're right, it's only going to become more pervasive.
And it sounds like we're just at the beginning.
Yeah, the tip of the iceberg.
I mean, personalized scents for shoppers,
Right.
that's both cool and a little creepy at the same time.
It is a little bit of both.
But it definitely shows how AI is pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible.
Yeah, it really is remarkable.
So where do we go from here? I mean, what's the next step in all this?
Well, I think it's important to remember that with all this potential, there are also challenges and risks.
Okay, right, yeah. We talked about deep fakes and how they could be misused.
Yeah.
Are there other potential downsides we should be aware of?
Absolutely. One area that needs careful consideration is the impact of AI on jobs.
Right.
While AI can create new opportunities, it's also likely to automate certain tasks
Uh-huh.
currently performed by humans.
Okay, so some jobs might become obsolete.
It is a possibility. Some jobs may become obsolete, yes.
So it's not just about learning to work alongside AI, but also about anticipating how the job market itself might change.
You got it. It's about being proactive and future-proofing your career.
Future-proofing. Okay, I like
Yeah.
that.
Think about the skills that will be in high demand as AI becomes more prevalent.
Okay, like what? What kind of skills?
Well, things like critical thinking, problem solving, creativity,
Okay.
emotional intelligence.
Those are all things that are hard to automate.
Exactly. Those are all areas where humans still have an edge over machines.
Makes sense. It's not about competing with AI, but rather focusing on the things that make us uniquely human.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that. So it's like a partnership.
Yeah, it's a collaboration. And that brings us to another important aspect of AI literacy, understanding its limitations.
Okay, limitations. What do you mean?
Well, AI is a powerful tool,
It is.
but it's not a magic solution for everything.
Great.
AI systems are only as good as the data they're trained on,
Right.
and they can be susceptible to biases and errors.
That makes sense.
So it's important to be aware of those limitations.
You mentioned data earlier. One of the articles you sent
Yeah.
actually highlighted how AI can be used to analyze massive data sets,
Right.
to uncover hidden patterns and insights.
Exactly, yeah.
That sounds incredibly valuable for businesses.
Oh, absolutely. Businesses are using AI to personalize customer experiences, streamline operations, improve decision-making, and even develop entirely new products and services.
So understanding how businesses use AI is important,
Yeah,
even if you're not running a company yourself.
definitely. It helps you understand the world around you, how companies are using AI to their advantage, and how it might impact you as a consumer or employee. For example, if you understand how AI is used in marketing, you can be more aware of how your data is being collected and used to target you with personalized ads.
That's a great point. It's about being an informed and discerning consumer in an increasingly AI-driven world.
Precisely. I like that. And speaking of consumers, one of your articles discussed how AI is being used to create hyper-personalized shopping experience.
We already talked about personalized sense, but it goes even further.
It goes much further, yeah.
Okay, how so?
AI can analyze your browsing history, purchase patterns, even social media activity to recommend products you might be interested in,
Wow.
even before you know you want them.
It's like having a personal shopper. Who knows you better than you know yourself?
That's one way to put it.
But on a more serious note, this raises some questions about data privacy and how AI is being used to track our online behavior.
You're right to be cautious. AI is a powerful tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
Right.
It's important to be aware of the potential risks and to advocate for a responsible and ethical use of AI.
So it sounds like AI literacy is not just about understanding the technology, but also about engaging in these broader conversations about its impact on society, ethics, and our individual lives.
You got it. It's about being an informed citizen who can participate in shaping the future of AI in a way that benefits everyone.
It's almost like AI literacy is becoming a civic duty in this day and age. It's not just about personal gain, but also about contributing to a better future for all.
I couldn't agree more. It's about understanding the power of this technology and using it wisely to create a more equitable, sustainable, and just world.
That's an inspiring thought. But before we get too carried away with the big picture, let's bring it back to our listener. What are some practical steps they can take to start their own AI learning journey?
Well, I'd recommend starting with the basics.
Okay.
There are tons of free online resources
Oh, good.
that can introduce you to the fundamental concepts of AI. Don't be intimidated by the technical jargon.
Yeah, it can be a little overwhelming.
Many of these resources are designed for beginners with no prior experience in computer science.
So no need to become a coding expert overnight.
No, not at all. Just start with the basics and build from there.
Okay, good. That's reassuring. What other advice would you give to someone who's just dipping their toes into the world of AI?
I'd say don't be afraid to experiment. Try out some of the AI-powered tools available, play around with them, and see what you can create. There are AI tools for writing, image generation, music composition, video editing. The possibilities are pretty much endless.
It's like learning a new language.
Yeah.
The best way to become fluent is to immerse yourself in it and start using it in real-world situations.
Exactly. And just like learning a language, learning about AI is an ongoing journey.
Yeah.
It's about staying curious, asking questions, and continuously expanding your knowledge.
It's about embracing the learning process and not being afraid to make mistakes along the way. After all, that's how we grow and evolve.
Absolutely. And remember, you don't have to do it alone.
Right.
There are vibrant online communities dedicated to AI learning, where you can connect with other enthusiasts, share resources, and get support.
It's like having a study group for the AI age. That's a great tip. And speaking of support, let's not forget the incredible resources our listener has already provided us with. Those articles and research papers are a goldmine of information.
They really are. And as we delve deeper into the specific applications of AI in various industries, we'll be able to draw on these resources to provide even more personalized insights for our listener.
I'm excited to see what other gems we uncover. But before we get too far ahead, let's take a moment to recap what we've learned so far. What are some of the key takeaways you think our listeners should be pondering as we move into the next phase of our AI deep dive?
Wow. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. AI is already impacting our lives, the importance of AI literacy. We even touched on some of the potential benefits and risks of this technology.
Yeah, and I think one thing that really stood out to me from all these materials you sent is the sheer variety of ways AI is being applied across different industries. Like one article talked about how AI is being used in agriculture
Right.
to optimize crop yields and improve sustainability. Imagine a world where AI helps us produce more food with fewer resources.
That would be incredible. And it's like AI could actually help us solve some of the world's biggest problems.
Yeah, it has the potential to address some really pressing challenges.
Not just about making our lives easier, it's about, making a real difference. Exactly. And speaking of making things easier, another fascinating application is personalized education.
Oh, yeah. I remember reading about that.
Imagine a world where every student has access to a customized learning experience, tailored to their individual needs and learning styles.
It's like having a personal tutor for every subject.
Right.
That would have been a game changer back when I was in school.
AI could help us create a more inclusive and effective education system.
Okay, but let's be realistic. I mean, there are still some hurdles to overcome
Well, of
for.
course, it's not a simple plug-and-play solution. We need to consider things like teacher training, data privacy,
Right.
and the potential for bias in
All
algorithms.
right.
But the potential benefits are so significant, it's definitely an area worth exploring further.
I agree.
It really is.
It feels like AI is opening up so many doors to new possibilities, but it's also forcing us to ask some tough questions
Yeah.
about the kind of future we want to create.
hmm
It's almost like a societal mirror, reflecting our values and priorities.
I love that analogy. AI is a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or bad. It's up to us as a society to decide how we want to wield this power. We need to have those difficult conversations about ethics, responsibility, the long-term implications of our choices.
So AI literacy is about more than just understanding the technical aspects of this technology. It's about developing a critical lens, a sense of ethical awareness,
Yeah.
and a willingness to engage in thoughtful dialogue about its impact on our world.
You got it. It's about empowering ourselves to be active participants in shaping the future of AI, rather than passive bystanders. It's about being informed, engaged, and proactive in ensuring that AI is used for the benefit of humanity.
Okay, a big responsibility, but also an incredible opportunity.
It is. It is.
And it all starts with education.
Right.
We're taking that first step toward understanding this transformative technology.
Exactly. And the beauty of it is that there are so many resources available to support this journey. We talked about online courses and communities, but don't forget about the power of simple curiosity. Ask questions, experiment, explore, and you'll be amazed at what you discover.
It's like we've been handed a map to a vast and uncharted territory,
Yeah.
and it's up to us to decide where we want to go and what we want to discover. It's both exciting and a little daunting, but definitely an adventure worth embarking on.
Well said. And as you continue your AI exploration, remember that the most important thing is to keep learning, keep questioning, and keep imagining the possibilities. The future of AI is still being written, and you have the power to be part of that story.
That's a perfect note to end on. I hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity and given you a solid foundation for navigating the ever-evolving world of AI. Remember, this is just the beginning of your journey. There's a whole universe of knowledge out there waiting to be explored. So keep learning, keep exploring, and keep those AI-powered imaginations firing. That's it for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.